Hello, hello. How are you all? I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. And we are finally back medieval building. So this will be fun and maybe a little quicker depending on how complicated I decide to make it. Which if you know me, I complicate things a lot. So we'll see if this is a one stream build, our shipyard slash docks, or if it ends up being a multi-stream one. But yeah, we're doing some building today. I hope you can sit back and enjoy the cozy vibes if you're building with me. I'd love to know what you're building. But yeah, we're just hanging out on this Thursday evening in my time zone. Might be any other time zone for you. I'm gonna switch over here. Alright. Here we are on one of the largest lots in the docks. Thinking this one and this one over here we might turn into more of a docks situation. I'm gonna see how kind all this is. Doing exactly what we want with the help of BB Move Objects. As always. Never build with it off. So, but we're here. We're in the docks. It's pretty cool. There are some... You may notice that this is not a typical Windenburg. This is a medieval Windenburg mod by the Sense Medieval. Hopefully it holds out for us. It has not been updated in 2 years. So... fingers crossed that it'll last for us throughout the entire time we spend building medieval Windenburg, and then through as long as we need it to in the ultimate decades. But yeah, so statues, the more modern statues, are replaced with these statues of the Watcher, who is the central figure of religion in The Sims Medieval, if you've played that. Or just more medieval style statues and such, or in the background. Yeah, if you don't know about the Sense 4, like not the Sense 4, but the Sims Medieval, the religions talked about in that one, you can look it up. But I'll just say that like the Watcher is basically God in the Sims world, and that God is you. You are the Watcher. And you may be benevolent or you may be cruel. And that all comes down to your Sims playstyle. But yeah, this is gonna be probably a platform heavy build. It really depends on how much I want to be using, how much I want to make this functional. I would like to make some of it functional for sure. So I think we're gonna do, let's see. Now, unfortunately, I can't put it directly in the water. I know there's ways to use tool mod to do so, but I am not advanced enough for that. And I've never used tool mod for even the basic stuff. So we're just going to embellish and use our imaginations. We'll be using like pools. And raise and lower them. So, got that. We got the whole boat. So, I think we'll start by making a pond. I'm going to do it pond style rather than pool style because I think that gives a more natural look, I guess. I think it's going to be our best way of going about this is just to lower the terrain and then fill it with water. And then we can use platforms. Because a pool or a fountain wouldn't go all the way to the edge. We're using the terrain tool to make more of a pond style will. So that's going to be better. Trying to lower it down. What am I doing? I can make this bigger. Making this hard on myself. Look at that. Neatly done. I'll admit that was very satisfying to watch. Just absolutely dig it out. There we go. Now I need to fill it with water. At least so that it's level with the outside water is the goal. I want it to look like this is maybe like an enclosed dock. Like maybe, you know, use our imaginations. Suspend our disbelief. There are some complicated kinds of docks out there in the world. Some of them have been used a lot longer than you would expect them to. Okay, that looks level. That looks level to me. I'm gonna change the terrain at the bottom. Oh wait, you know, the terrain here looks much higher. So I think I'm gonna raise... Be an illusion. I could just change the color of the water, maybe. Water effects. What's gonna look the most? The natural one. Okay, that's pretty good. That is made by Technica. No, we don't want chlorinated water. We don't want bracket. Pond or mossy. Might be our best bet. Might raise the floor just a little bit. So this doesn't look as far. We could maybe add some like textures or different plants and stuff at the bottom to make it look more realistic. Again, this is me starting to make things complicated. Because that's what I do. Let's see if we can raise just a little bit. Need to flatten it though. It needs to be... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Back. Not flatten there. Flatten the height. No, that's not what I meant. Go back. There. A little better. It doesn't have to be even. It's more natural if it's not perfectly even. We're here in our thing. Does look like much greener water. That's too green. That's a lot more, a lot closer to the seawater that we're seeing, except in this point. This, it looks closer. Definitely not. No? I don't know. We'll think on that. We'll think on it. Get a ship. Water out. Make platform. Ah. Okay. Undo. Oh, no, but now it's raising it. Not what I... How do we do it? Start with it. Okay, maybe I should have started a little bit of ground. Just a little bit. Kinda neat. Alright. No, wrong button. Alright, here it is. Button. Just a little bit, please. Just a little bit. Let us go. Using terrain tool. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud. Look how nice of a rectangle that is. It's a silly thing to be proud of, but I am. I feel like I'm gonna ruin it if I do anything. Okay. Have some sort of land to work with here. Now, I'm gonna top it off with a little platform. Beep. Just like that. Little platform on the little bit of land. I'm gonna have to extend that little bit of land. I need some sort of bit that we can See where that lines up. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Alright. Lower the ship. Ugh. Okay. We're gonna figure this out. Slowly but surely. Very carefully. That's definitely high. Water. Okay. This down. There. So it matches up with boat. Come on now. No. Alright, you know what? You can stay right over there for the moment while I figure this out. I'm gonna make it to where Sims could walk up and look like they're on the boat. Work with me here, please. Gosh, Sarah! Thank you for the resub. And Zeppy, welcome in. Thanks for collecting your daily blanket. Oh shoot, did it not? Hold on, let me fix that. I forgot to hit login on Mix It Up before I started streaming. I am so sorry. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Okay, it activated. I will credit Sarah and Zeppy your blankets. I am so sorry for that. And Sarah, congratulations on being first. Let's see. I need your input. Need to add a blanket. Hello. Yes. Hello. All right. Add a blanket. Steppy. And add a blanket. Sarah. Oh my gosh, Bluma. You're so cute. Thank you. Oh, no. Close that. Don't close that. Ah, it's not lined up. It's up. This is trickier than I expected it to be. Come on. Just line up, please. Gonna be great. Oh, you're so nice, Bluma. Thank you. We'll see. It'll be great if I can get it to cooperate with me. I just want it to work so that I can have Sims walk up to it. Oh. Come on. Not. No better. Oh, so close, so close, so close. On. So. Nobody move. Oh. I think we may have got a boy. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna cover that up. It'll be fine. Amaryllis, welcome in, love. Thanks for collecting your daily blanket. Hey, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Alright. Now. And stairs in. Like I said, we'll see how functional this all turns out to be. But we're trying. God knows we are trying to make it functional. I'm gonna cover this bit up in the corner here. I'll just cover it up with like a smaller boat or something. So it's like, and it would make sense that Sims wouldn't necessarily be able to go everywhere on the boat, but this gives them a little bit of space that they can walk around on top of the boat. That's kind of the goal. Oh my gosh, it's on this side too. Okay, let me edit that bit without it, like, moving. Okay. You have a small area on deck that they can walk around. Hide the edge here. Especially if you put cargo and stuff around the spaces, the can't walk around. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Is I think I'll put like cargo and stuff, like that sort of thing, around the places that they can't walk around, but that way there is a spot and it makes it just a little bit interactive in theory. And look, if we do that, then it's almost like there isn't a platform right under the ship. It's invisible. Almost. Like, you can technically see the shadow of the stilts, but it's not that bad. We'll take what we can get, right? Less visible? Oh, that's more. Helps disguise it a little more. Throw down. Yeah, hopefully it actually works. It's a theory at the moment. We'll have to playtest. And when I playtest these, because I don't want time to pass in this save file, is I save them to my gallery, like to my library, and then I place them in a random like build world save file I have, and then I playtest them. It's how I discovered that unfortunately the stocks that I put in the market are not actually functional. If they were at one point, or if there are, I could not figure out the steps I needed to make them functional, so they're just decorative, but we'll use our imagination. We do what we can. Now that blends in perfectly. Now, the nice thing is, for some reason, this one doesn't seem to have it as much. Trying to figure out how its steering is actually wired to work on here. I'm gonna move this to be over. I forgot about that. I don't think I technically need it. Like, I needed it to have a starting point, but I think I can go without it now. Except for that little bit there. Wrong button. See if we can get this. Micah, welcome in. How are you? Thank you for collecting your daily blanket. No, that's not what I want you to do. Stop that. Okay. I have to leave. Oh. There we go. There we go. Isn't it cool? Alright, let me tell you who made this. This is by The Sense 4. The same person, same creator who made our Medieval Windenburg, which, if you have not seen this neighborhood, includes some spectacular statue replacements for this neighborhood. Aw, thank you, Bluma. I'm glad the music is good. Working on your French Duolingo, so for some reason the music is extra perfect. Love that for you, Bloom. Now this one's nice, but the thing is it doesn't look as worn as the other ship. Now this is the port version though, because this one would imply that they're sailing, you know, full sails and everything. Oh, accent. It's been a while since we've had that one. Dean, let me think. I don't know that I can really do a medieval accent. And frankly speaking, like, research shows that, like, older accents, like, pre-colonial time were closer to American accents than not. Like, much closer to American accents than the current British accents are. That's why Shakespeare is best heard in American accent, not British. Fun fact. Oh. Yes, actually, Shakespeare in an American accent is more true to the accent it was initially performed in. Let's see. Trying to think of what I could do for like a medieval style accent. I could do more of a dialect than a accent, or do British plus a little bit of my medieval dialect, but it's all going to be kind of the stereotyped language. I'm trying to think like how to do that. Can you add like thou and stuff? Yeah, I could do that. I could speak in a medieval dialect, or, you know, with medieval wordings for like 5 minutes. Set a timer. I could do it in a British accent too, so you get the actual accent part too. Though, again, we don't really know what they sounded like, but we think they sounded closer to Americans than the current British accent. The current British accent actually only became a thing in the 19th. It was like late 18th, 19th century. Is where the current British accent came from. It's actually pretty recent. It's only like 200, maybe 250-ish years old. And my understanding is that the whole country basically changed their accent so that they didn't sound like the Americans did anymore. If you find something that disputes that, let me know. I love reading about that stuff. But yeah, current British accent is actually a fairly recent development. The amount of times... Okay, first, before I go into the whole spiel, I have to talk real quick about the whole football versus soccer thing. And Micah redeeming medieval fact of today. Alright, you guys are going to get a couple different facts. But I should probably start the timer first. And then you're just going to have to deal with the these and thous and avast. And we're looking for fact of the day. You couldn't find it. Thank you. Alright. Let me set a timer. I don't know. This is going to be hard. So I'm going to do it in a British accent just so that you guys can at least have an accent if the dialect is a total failure. I have not practiced doing that. I'm gonna have to like remember growing up in like context. I grew up in a Christian household. I memorized verses in the King James Version Bible. That's what I grew up with. Which made Shakespeare a piece of cake in high school, just saying. Alright. Why do I keep opening my calculator instead? Alright, here we go. Setting a timer. 5 minutes on the clock. Starting now. Ah. So, talking about a medieval fact of the day. Letting thy knoweth. What shall I pass on to ye? Oh my gosh. Again, have not practiced the accent. Well, I've practiced the accent, but I have not practiced the dialect with the these and thous and everything. But you redeemed thou redeemed the medieval fact of the day. And thy medieval fact of the day is that the women of the medieval time did not favor having hair on their faces. And I don't just mean your peach fuzz. I don't mean thou eyebrows or thy eyelashes. Actually, I mean all three. Therefore, thou knowest that the fashion in medieval time was to pluck all the hairs on one woman's face, all the eyelashes, all the eyebrows, and even some women, they do, yes, I speak I speak truth. I speak truth. But yea. Thy women of the time would pluck all the hairs on their face. The face, a truther, yes, a truther. I speak nothing but truth. I swear it. But the women would, and even fact, some women plucked their hairlines just so that they would have a perfectly round, oval face. Because in those days, back in yesteryear, I speak truth when I say that they thought the forehead was the most attractive part of a woman. And so that is what they emphasized through their fashionable trends. Strange to us, I know, as that is not... Yes, exactly, Bluma. It is also why, those women whom were fair of face and of hair were most preferred, because their eyebrows were so pale they did not stand out on thy face. They loved an oval face. Eggs were in fashion. Perhaps so. Perhaps so. But this is the truth I speak to thee, that a rounded face, free of all hairs, including eyelashes, was the attractive one in medieval trends. Remember this when you look at your next TikTok trend for fashion. Everything happened. Everything has been done. And everything comes back around. Wilt thou tell me this? Have I but missed a hair on mine egg face? Fear not, fairest Bluma. You have not missed a hair, and you are fair indeed. So, wilt thou hear what I have to say about the football versus soccer controversy? Because I have learned more about the origin of the word soccer. And that's our time. That's our time for accent. Hope it was alright. It's been a little while since I've done a British accent. Please do tell. Okay. So here's the lowdown on the American soccer versus, you know, everywhere else in the world calling it football. So the British originally, let's see. The British originally had, they were the first ones to call it soccer. They don't want to admit it, but they were. And the reason is they had, so they, trying to remember all the little facts of how it came together. But so they had an association of, you know, managing the support or whatever. And it got shortened by slang to sock, a sock, which became soccer later on through slang. So this is, soccer came from Jungian slang in like the 19th century of talking about the sport, because it was like originally had a long name like association blah blah blah, because the British weren't calling it football then. They were calling it like, let me see if I can find the thing so I can tell it more precisely. All right. It originated in England in the late 19th century as a slang abbreviation of the word association. So I was right. Representatives from English schools and clubs established the Football Association to standardize the rules of their matches, and the game became known as association football. To differentiate their sport from other popular games, such as rugby football, players began using the abbreviation ASOC and eventually soccer. You know, the Oxford University students in the 1880s were even using it to differentiate, using the term a soccer to distinguishing between rugger and association football. 19th century Gen Z pull in shenanigans. Yes, shenanigans lasting today. Now, when the sport came to the US, we already had I don't know, maybe they did, Bluma. But when the sport came to the US, we already had American football, aka what is now today the NFL. So we adopted the slang term soccer to help differentiate it from our football. And then the Brits just decided, they realized that we were calling it soccer and they didn't want to use it anymore. And so they stopped using it and went to just calling it football again. But soccer originates from 19th century British students. That's where it came from. So they like created the word, gave us the word, and now and then they stopped using it and they laugh at us for using it. Like some mean girl behavior, dang, right? This is why I say, like, I find it hilarious the amount of times in history the Brits do something and then the Americans, like, from colony days forward, like, oh, we want to do it like that. And then the Brits are like, well, I don't want to do it like that anymore. It's not cool anymore to do it like that. Loser. Like, total, like, the Brits are, like, total mean girls to the US sometimes. No offense to, like, the Brits out there, but just putting that out there, that's where that came from. And now we get laughed at for calling it soccer instead of football. But we just adopted it from the Brits themselves. So, that's a thing. And strange history continues. But, alright. So silly. It is. It is. Like, when you think about it, that's why I thought of it, because literally the Brits, like...
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
It is all coming together. You're right, Bluma. It changed the redemption amount of points people need for the sound alerts. They're all under 1,000 points now. I wanted them to be more accessible, more usable to all of y'all. So, in case you wanted to use it. But yeah. It's like the Brits literally, like, changed their accent because they didn't like that they sounded so much like Americans. Thank you for the coffin dance, Bluma. Medieval song. But yeah, the amount of times like the Brits start doing it, and then especially when the Americans pick it up, they just are like, no, we're not gonna do it like that anymore. All right. See. Dramatically tucks airs behind here, right? Oh my gosh. History is so fun when you have, and I, you know what? I talked about this with my tour group in Turkey the other week. It feels like so much longer ago than a week ago now that I was in Turkey. But like, I talked about this with my group because like my, like our tour director is actually getting like she's like working on a thesis on, you know, and she's not religious herself, but she's doing her thesis on early Christianity. And we were in a lot of people don't know, but Cappadocia, which is in the central Turkey region, central Turkey, was one of the main areas for the early Christian church. It was isolated. It was away from a lot of attention. It was pretty out there, so it was really easy for them to hide and have their religion in peace. But we talked about different things, and we talked about a lot of different things, but I was able to surprise my tour director because I don't know, I guess she doesn't get a lot of people in my age group who are like super up with history and stuff. But yeah, we talked about different things, and like the context for history is so important to be engaged with it. Like it's important to not just, that's why I like a full picture when looking at history. I'm not just looking at kings and queens and nobility. Okay, that's stuff that happened and it had repercussions on the common people, but it's not an entire picture of a time period. Is like, you should never look at just the upper class. Look at the people who worked. What were their habits? What was the daily life like? What was the music? How were different professions looked at in that time period? Were they villainized? You know, were they taboo? Thinking of things like prostitution as a profession. You know, and stuff like that. Like, it's very important, I think, like, what food did they have available? What was the music like? What were the trade connections? A lot of people don't realize that even in medieval England, there were people who immigrated to medieval England from like northern Africa, you know, Western Africa. Like, believe it or not, there were black people in medieval England. They existed. They were there. There's DNA evidence of people from as far as West Africa having immigrated and then had children with the local populations, and there's all evidence that they were treated just like every other member of the community. You know, they were given burial rights same as any other community. You know, because you can tell based on genetics and stuff, you know, is this person someone who was born into this region, or did they come from somewhere else? Like, that is all found through like genotyping. It's fascinating stuff. But you know, medieval England is was more diverse than people want to admit. Like, there were people from France, there were people from Spain who came, like people from the Scandinavians. Okay, what's so hard about that now? Exactly, Bluma. Like, I won't get super political, but like, literally back in the day, like, you had people come in and have children with their communities. And there's every evidence through the way they were buried and their health and where they were buried in relation to other, sites where remains were found, that they were given every treatment, every consideration, and everything like every other member of the community that they were in at that time. It was more diverse than people, like, probably not as diverse as today, but remember, they were smaller populations as well. So, in a way, any diversity at all was pretty interesting. But no, because there was trade with other parts of Europe, and people came from other parts of Europe to medieval England. I'm putting this out there for you all to give me, like, if you want to make Sims for this challenge, they don't have to be white. They don't. While I'm going for a historic... Oh, ad break. We are on ads right at the moment. I'm going to take a quick break. Real quick from my rant. And feed Leo. And I will be right back. I'm back. I'm back. Oh my gosh. Ads interrupting me mid history rant. But I do believe I did link an article about diversity in medieval England in my Ultimate Decades resources on in my Discord. So if you want to look at the article and read more, looking through your messages. That Oreo Star Wars ad, and it gave me a jump scare with the explosions. Oh my gosh. Rin. Oh, love the emote comparison. You're back and craving cookies? Oh no. I hope you can have some cookies. Some ad just said cheese and taters, and when you finish it, you know you had something to eat. How is you you had something to eat the selling point? Oh my god. You all, I kind of wish I saw those ads because now I'm really curious about them. Oh, you know what? I have a funny story about an ad. I'm so chatty tonight, and I think it's because I needed time off yesterday, so I didn't chat with him. I didn't feel like I was very good yesterday, but I saw an ad for a local furniture store once that said, "We have furniture," as the tagline for the ad. It's like, I sure hope you do. I still think about that ad sometimes. It's like literally, it was like a web ad, you know, so it was like a banner ad over some other website I was on, and I just noticed it, and it was like, you know, such and such furniture gallery, and was like, "We have furniture," was the tagline, and I'm just like, you're a furniture store, you should have furniture. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys, I don't know a song yet, but I bought myself a kalimba when I was in Turkey. And so I'm gonna try and learn some songs on it. And eventually, once I feel confident in at least one song, we'll have it as a redeem. So I gotta learn some songs first, but that'll be in the future. I'm gonna learn some songs on kalimba. And then we can have a channel point redeem for playing a song. I love how they sound too, and I got a steal of a deal of it on it in Turkey, because I bought it at a little shop in Turkey, and I know the kalimba is not native to Turkey. It's actually from Africa. But it was such a good deal, because I only had to pay $12 for it. So, I'm really excited. That's $12 is great. I know, right? Like, all the prices I was seeing, like, online for kalimbas was, like, $40, and I got it for $12, and I was like, yes! International deals! Yeah, so I'm gonna learn some songs on it. I haven't decided what songs yet. I know I want to do, like, the Avatar The Last Airbender theme song. I know I want to do some Irish songs. So that'll be coming. Eventually we'll have a redeem. I was inspired, part of me was inspired by Mavel Meg, because she's got that redeem to play a ukulele song, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to do that, but I don't have a ukulele or anything. And then I got a kalimba, and I was like, wait a minute, I can do this with kalimba. I can do kalimba songs. So I've got to learn still. I got to learn how to do it still, but it'll be coming, hopefully, if I can find time. We'll see. But yeah, something to look forward to in addition to other things. I've got other things in the works. I'm already planning my next charity. My next charity streams. I'm planning for basically all of September to be dedicated to charity. If I can. We'll see how crazy my September ends up being, but I am planning to run charity through September. Yeah, so we'll throw in some like milestone rewards and special streams throughout September for that purpose. September is also my birthday month and Leo's gotcha month. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun month. September is going to be a cool month. I'm supposed to move offices tomorrow at work, which is, I would say a bit, but really a lot frustrating. What day is your birthday? September 5th. So it is on a normal stream day for us. It's a Thursday this year. So we'll be doing, as far as I'm planning, medieval building. Heck yeah, September B-Days. Love our Virgos and Libras. I mean, I love all you. But special point in my heart for my fellow Virgos, you know? For you all understand. Yes, I'm a Virgo. And if you were curious, my rising sign is Libra, and so is my moon sign. Pickled is a Virgo too. Oh my gosh. Your besties are Libras and Virgos. Aw, nice. A lot of my friends fall under... You are so very aligned. You love that. No wonder you're like, oh, thank you, Bluma. You're so sweet. Yeah, it was like perfect alignment there on my category. Like, you know, sun sign Virgo, moon sign Libra, rising sign Libra. Like, very consistent. Just true. And oh, I love you too. Another truther. Yes, another truth. I'm gonna have, I swear, Bluma, I'm gonna have to look up more like medieval dialect and stuff. Like I might look at some medieval dialect coaching to see if I can add that as one of my things. Because now I kind of want to. That way I can do better next time. I declare myself a truther. I definitely want to pick up the pace on the medieval building. Mainly because I really want to be ready to play in, like, by the holidays, and I'm running out of time. Like, I'm only done with one neighborhood. And I feel like I need to really, like, pick up the pace on the building here. Because not only do we have to do the building, we have to make all the casts. Have to make all of our characters, our side characters, and our main family. So definitely want to pick up the pace on the building. I'm wondering, do y'all want to continue doing the adoptions challenge? Are you enjoying it? Would you rather have that replaced with more building stream? I know it's a very repetitive challenge, so if y'all are bored with it, I don't mind, like, stopping or shelving it. Windenburg is big. It is big. It is one of the biggest Sims neighborhoods. What do you call it? I don't know if they could step that. Oh my goodness. Bike. There we go. If you're happy with any sort, you just like hanging out here. Understand the excitement to get to the decades challenge going, though. Yeah. Makes me happy that you like hanging out here. I feel like there's a lot of streamers out there who are more entertaining than me. So you like the adoption challenge and the building streams too. If you want to finish the building, I would not be mad if you up, like Micah said, just like here. Thank you. Means a lot to me. Oh, I didn't mean to like move it. Copy. Did I lose the... Hold on. Oh, geez. Do. Undo. Do. There we go. And even if you were mad if I switched it up, which would not be, then that would be your problem, not mine. Oh, because you own your emotions. I love that for you. And I appreciate that. Like I said, just been trying to figure out how to do it. Because, like, I thought about, like, replacing the Paleo streams, but I know there's a good number of people who watch who enjoy the Paleo streams, and I like playing with you all in Paleo too when I have the chance. So, not necessarily wanting to replace that, but having limited amount of free time because I do work a full-time job. And that sucks away my life. Everyone at work is unhappy right now. It's not fun to be at work right now. Anything specific you need to consider when making Sims for the challenge? not really. I mean, you're welcome to make lore if you want to message me on Discord and discuss ways to make lore. I would like it if you had kind of maybe a class. Like, are they more farmer class? Are they more of a tradesman class? Merchant, noble? Having a little bit of a background for Sim is helpful. I wouldn't worry too much about what they're wearing or anything, because I can make sure that they're wearing, like, you know, the custom content, medieval attire that would be appropriate for circa 1300. So, you know, if you want to consider, you know, what their profession might be, and women were tradesmen too. So it wasn't just men who were tradesmen and women were at home. A lot of times, here's, for instance, weavers were almost exclusively women. Weavers were almost exclusively women. So that's one profession that was highly, highly dominated by women. Lynn, welcome in, love. Thanks for collecting your daily blanket. I hope you're doing well. And boosting your cozy by a good 53%. We're loving the cozy vibes. But yeah, women were tradesmen. Women were trained in things. For instance, and oftentimes marriages. I mean, even among the more common classes, you know, whether you were a merchant or a blacksmith or a farmer, well, yes, those classes had more freedom to for love. A lot of times they were very practical about their choices in a life partner, because that's what they were looking for, is a partner, almost like looking for a business partner. You know, someone who understood your profession. That's why farmers would tend to marry farmers' daughters, because they understood how to work a farm. Or even blacksmiths might marry a blacksmith's, you know, a fellow blacksmith's daughter. Someone who understood what it is to work and be around a forge. You know, so there was definitely a consideration for a partner's upbringing on how they would be able to contribute to the household. Because you have to remember, these people, they lived on very little, and oftentimes whatever they could make. So in many ways, it had to be a very practical decision on who they were marrying. You know, if they were able to marry for love, that was great. I mean, they had more freedom to do so than the nobility. But they did not always marry strictly for love. In fact, marrying true romance is a very recent development. Like, for that to be the regular reason for marriage is really only a 20th century thing when it became common. Before that, marriages were, like I said, very practical, you know, based off of incomes, ways they're able to support, or how well of a partner they would be. You know, a merchant might favor a wife who knew how to read and write, and maybe even some simple maths. Where that knowledge would not be as useful to a farmer. So yeah, if you want to make Sims for our challenge, like I said earlier, medieval England was more diverse than people want to believe it to be. It's one of the reasons I love, like, BBC's Merlin, if you've seen that TV show. I love that show. Because, like, not everyone in the cast is white, and I appreciate that. You're taking mental notes. You'd love to try making a sim, even though CAS is not your strong suit, but this sounds fun to do. Like I said, you don't have to worry too much about, like, what they're wearing or anything. Like, obviously, throw some clothes on them, give them some modesty. But, I'll give them little period appropriate edits, nothing to their actual features or body type or anything like that. I'm more than happy to message with anyone who wants to discuss, you know, medieval appropriate names, or backgrounds, you know, like, would this be realistic? But you have to remember, like, let me look it up. Marco Polo. Marco Polo was famous. He had, he was an Italian, but I mean, he was Marco Polo himself, which I believe everyone knows the Marco Polo game. The game itself is actually much older than you would expect. But I mean, he was traveling to China, along the Silk Road decades before we're starting. The Silk Road existed. There was travel with there was travel and trade with Eastern Asia in the 13th century. Therefore, there would be Chinese merchants. Not just European ones. Chinese and other places over there, and maybe they have children or they travel further, or there are ways for us to justify realistically that yes, there would be someone of Asian or African heritage in England, especially since we're basing this in southern England, is how I'm headcanoning Windenburg as being southern England, like near the English Channel, which a lot of trade went across. They really skip over those details in history class. Yes, they do, and I love reading about them. Let's down with whitewashed history. Oh my gosh, a 95% cozy boost. Oh my gosh, Bluma having maximum cozy vibes. And Micah, having only a 3% just means you were already very cozy. You couldn't be boosted very much. You were too cozy to receive a large boost. You were already too close to maximum cozy. If we can get this one to cooperate. You took U.S. history class in university for some kind of requirement, and the first thing the professor said was to forget everything or anything we learned from history teachers in childhood. I learned some really wild things. Oh my gosh, are you gonna share, Bluma? share the wild history with us? Professor Bluma? Like, there's things we have verifiable proof for that many people would be shocked to know. You're holding me in suspense, Professor Bluma. Please enlighten us. You sure you want to know? It could be divisive. I think we're good. We're a pretty small group here right now. I think we're safe, Bluma. We're all pretty open-minded individuals. Probably not divisive here, but in an American high school. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. On boat. Abraham Lincoln was a huge liar and started the American Civil War using that very top hat. I think I knew some of that. Well, he was way too tall and he made everyone feel inferior. Because he just added to his height with the top hat. You know what? We're working with this. Records of Lincoln sending letters to war generals trying to get them to start the war. Money. Yeah, I mean, money is the root of all evil. When the war carried on and people became uninterested in signing up, he hopped on a new wave of equality for POC, rising up from Uncle Tom's Cabin to get more motivation. One of those things where something good happened from a not so good kind of motivation. Oh, yeah, no, don't worry, Pluma. You're fine. Thank you for providing the TED Talk, Professor Bluma. Leo, ever since I have gotten home, has been waking me up way too early. Started trying to wake me up at 3:30 a.m. Oh, you're sweet, Bluma. I'm sorry, I keep yawning. You see, I would have fallen back easily, but he kept trying to wake me up, so it didn't really stop. Just kept throwing him off my bed. A little bit sleepy, yeah. I've got to move offices tomorrow. Would have been easier if certain someone hadn't chosen to work from home even though they knew this was happening. Yeah, I've got to move my stuff, and I have to move the stuff in my boss's office to her new office too tomorrow. There's been like a solid year what the office has been calling musical chairs. This is the second time I'm moving offices in 2 months. Ray, welcome in. Thank you for the resub for 7 whole months. Holy smokes. And yes, I am feeling better, though sleepy because Leo was waking me up way too early this morning. But otherwise, I'm good. Where's the rum? And pirates were a thing too, guys. So you can make a medieval pirate if you want. Oh. On musical chairs, though, we're calling it musical chairs because they CEO, who most of us are not very fond of, including the previous CEO. Anyway, there's been a lot of directives for people to move offices over the last year. I know at least one person who's moved 3 times in the last 6 months alone. This will be my second move in 2 months. But basically, like everybody's departments have been where they are in the office for like at least a decade. But suddenly you've got new interim CEO, who doesn't know shit. And is just willy-nilly saying, you should be here, you should be there, I need these people here, without any input from any of the people he's actually moving. So, very frustrating. And I just learned that the gal who moved into my old office when we moved offices last month is now going to move too, but I have no idea where she's moving. She's supposed to be back in the office next week to do that. She had to make a special trip last month because she works out of the office most of the time. And it really doesn't make any sense at all for her to be moved like across the building, because where she's at is directly across from the CEO and she's corporate governance. So that's where you would expect her to be. But now they want to put the accounting manager in her office. It's very like willy-nilly and everyone's frustrated. And this guy is also saying anyone who lives in the area has to be in the office. In office at, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at a minimum. Now, my boss argued and fought for me to have more flexibility. For a few reasons. Is one, sometimes it's much easier for me to focus working from home, because there's a lot of distractions. 2, we get some severe weather storms, and I take public transit. And so my boss views it as a safety concern if we are having severe winter weather. He wants me to stay home. 3, I get migraines. Which means I have a medical reason to have an accommodation to work from home. some days. So, but I feel really bad because it's like I was talking with one of my coworkers today who I hadn't seen in the office in a while. I have a thoughtful boss, yes. Now, I felt really bad. I was talking with a coworker of mine who actually lives an hour out on a good day from the office. And this is not an hour because of traffic. This is an hour because of distance from the office. He lives an hour away from the office. And now he's got to be in the office 3 days a week. So that's 6 hours of driving on good days in good weather that he has to spend driving into the office now. That's time he doesn't spend with his family, his kids. He has some small kids too. He's got one kid who's only 4 years old. And
inconceivable!
Exactly. And like I feel for him so much because it's like he's gonna miss things, and like I don't really feel, I didn't want to do this. I don't want to do this long term because when I spend that much time driving, I don't really feel like I'm part of any sort of community because he spends the day in the office, the town the office is in, and then he spends the night in the town he actually lives in. And I feel for him, and I just think there's a lot of decisions being made on the fly without any sort of context for the people in those positions. Like for instance, my office is moving across the building, but not all of my job things are moving across the building. There are filing cabinets that I have that there are no room for near my new office. So I'm still going to have to walk across the building every time I need to access one of those files in those filing cabinets. To do my job. Like I said, there's just a lot of decisions being made kind of without, like very spontaneous, without any sort of input from the people it's affecting. And it, especially the people work from home more and now need to be in. They're on the one hand, the one guy I was talking to today, on the one hand, he's like, I understand there's a lot of collaboration and things going on right now that it is beneficial to be in the office for, where I can just flag down somebody. But he said I could see doing this for 2 months. After that, no. He's not interested in doing it, and I don't blame him. I mean, he has kids. He doesn't want to miss things with his kids. And and it makes the whole office feel like they're not trusted to work from home. But here, let's give you guys something positive. Because Leo's on my lap. Sweet baby angel, look at the camera, please. And there he goes. But I wanted you guys to get a chance to see him since he was in my lap. Ah, focus. There we go. There it goes. Leo sighting. Staring contest with Leo and you lost. Bye-bye. Yeah, Leo is not yet at the point that he likes being on camera long term. We're working on it. We're working on it. I've said it before. Eventually, I would love to have a pet cam for him. But he also doesn't, like, he's still very young and he doesn't stay in one place very long. That's here soon. All just giving you a warning. Here should start in about 7 minutes. We'll have ads. I kind of want to know what this looks like on the map. Hold on. I haven't even done much. I've just put the ships in and managed to get some platforms so that it'll hopefully be functional. But I want to see what it looks like on the map. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. That works. Looky there. Yeah, what should we add? What sort of thing? Love when the build looks so good in the map view too, right? It's very satisfying. Thing that, let's see, wine. But yeah, these are set up to be retail spaces, so Sims would come on board and look at wares and buy stuff if they wanted. Hmm. spices are the sort of thing a merchant would have. Get more of a Domino. Hello, love. Welcome in. How are you? You know, in these days in medieval England, things like salt and pepper were practically worth their weight in gold. What we put on like every single dish our ancestors would possibly kill a man for. Yes, Medieval Shipyard. Foreign fruit. Who adds? Tried to pet my kitty cat and he bite me. Stop that. No biting. Love, not war. Okay. Okay. And you would assume that they could like go downstairs and buy stuff. Welcome. Oh, wait, not yet. Not yet. The ads are not the little banner, but isn't what I expected. Welcome back from ads. If you had ads, thank you for sticking through them and supporting. And I would imagine that like they'd come on the ship and like theoretically they could go downstairs and look at the below the hold wares. An option. Well, aw, I'm so glad you're excited for it, Bloom. Oh, we get to it, which hopefully will be there 4 months. 4 more months. To the goal start time of the ultimate. challenge. No, it feels like a long way off, but we all know it's gonna go fast. Ray with a 62% cozy boost. Your coziness is increasing. We love that for you. Nice. Thank you for the lurk, Bluma. No, you're plenty cozy, Domino. That's just the amount you boosted your cozy by. You boosted your cozy 34%. Everyone here is eternally cozy. Accept no other truth. You'll take it. It is a truther. Truther indeed. That's not the button I meant to hit. Save the game real quick. Alright, feeling pretty good about this build, y'all. They're pretty basic when you come down to it as far as like my involvement in it goes. I really just wanted to have ships that Sims can walk on. And hopefully it functions, and we'll have that. And, you know, they can operate as like stores. Retail. Added some clutter, but it wouldn't make sense to have like a ton of clutter above deck. Like they might bring out some things as like samples or examples and such. To show off their wares to customers. But I don't imagine they'd bring everything out from below deck. They could always bring a customer below deck if they needed to, but I'm gonna add to the atmosphere of Windenburg having a dock. And I know it's like enclosed, strange, but you know, suspend your disbelief. We do what we can. There's like some money satchel type. kind of a shorter build stream, kind of a shorter build to feel complete than typical, but I'll take it, you know? We can always pop back as we think of things add or as CC comes out that we can use for it. But I think I'm gonna leave this build here and go to bed because I'm really tired because Leo woke me up too early. Save. Looks great on the map, which we love. It gives us a nice solid start with 4 more lots to go in this neighborhood. I know we still have to do like the ground floor of these townhomes, because I wasn't really sure what kind of shops to make it into. So we'll circle back to that eventually, or not, because it's just a residential lot. We're not necessarily going to be doing a ton of gameplay there, so we could get away with not filling that out until after we start Ultimate. And thank you for the hype and the clapping and stuff. I really appreciate that. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight while I got this kind of figured out. Hopefully Leo won't wake me up quite so early tomorrow. See if I've got a friend. I have a friend. Have a is streaming build sim. Okay, it doesn't. Not. I'm still so shook. We used to pluck our eyelashes to be cute, right? No eyebrows, no eyelashes, and some people even plucked their hairlines. They have a bigger forehead. Because big foreheads were in the 13 and 1400s. Just look up some portraits from that time period. The time period of like the War of the Roses, and you'll see it in the women's portraits. It's not just how they painted them, it's how they really looked. So. I can't imagine plucking your eyelashes, though. That would hurt. That would hurt. Yes, oval, round faces, large foreheads. Those were very in the late medieval period. So that is what people looked like. If they had the money and time to do so, you know. The peasants might have been, you know, less inclined to follow the trend. Brows already hurt to pluck, so can't imagine eyelashes. Right? Right? Like, no thank you. No thank you. But everyone getting mistaken for Humpty Dumpty? Oh my gosh. You guys are hilarious. Look. Okay, so we could read. I get a little nervous when they have so many people watching. I always feel like if I raid someone who has like so many more viewers than I'm bringing, then it feels like it looks like an obvious attention grab, and that's not who I am, and I don't want people to think that about me. Humpty Dumpty, the ultimate cutie. Oh my gosh. Oh. Um. Do y'all mind if we don't raid out today? If we just in-stream? I am streaming tomorrow, though it is a genre shift, as I will be playing an apocalypse survival game called The Long Dark, which is basically second Ice Age apocalypse type scenario. It takes place in Canada, from what I know. Don't mind? Okay, thank you all. Just because, like, I don't feel like I have the, like, energy to be as, like, in it and involved. But I will say, y'all, if you don't have the Love Struck pack, which I don't, but I'm not staying up. I'm going straight to bed. Pacific Creative is doing a giveaway right now. So, you should go watch her stream. She's doing a build with the Love Struck pack. And she's doing a giveaway. So she's who I would have rated, but she's got like 60 viewers already, and I'm feeling shy. Even though I know like she's totally cool and chill and doesn't mind any side. I'll let him know you told him to let me sleep tonight, Bluma. And waking me up wanting to play. But I want to sleep. So yeah, y'all consider if you want to watch more building, why not go say hi to Pacific Creative? They're doing a giveaway. They're doing Love Struck pack, but tomorrow, you all know who it is, and I won't mind. So, but we're gonna play the Long Dark tomorrow. You're gonna see this cozy streamer try to survive a frozen apocalypse. See if my knowledge growing up Alaskan has any benefit to me whatsoever in this game scenario, or if I don't even survive a day at a time. We're going to do our best, but that's tomorrow at our usual time, celebrating 200 followers. So that's what the community voted for, so that's what we're going to have, is Friday night survival. So that's the plan. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will see you all around the internet. But have a great night. Stay cozy, my friends.